Tony Sperano in his third season leading the Miami Dolphins. Plenty of speculation this week about his future in Miami, trying to finish up the season on a positive note at 8-8. Bill Belichick on the New England sideline. Some think this may be his best coaching performance of his career. They'll have a bye next week and then hoping for big things in a run to the Super Bowl in Dallas. New England won the toss. They've deferred to the second half, so the Dolphins will have the football to start the game. Shane Graham ready to kick it off. Patrick Cobbs is the deep man for the Dolphins. Graham has done a nice job filling in for Steve Gostkowski. These teams met on October 4th in Miami. The Patriots won it 41-14 in a game that was even until halftime, but then the Patriots came out and exploded for 35 second half points. We're underway. Cobbs out across the 25 to the 27-yard line. Chad Henne leads the Miami Dolphins out on offense. Richie comes in with 15 touchdowns and 18 interceptions.
Yeah, Bill, and I think his play this year has been somewhat disappointing when you consider everyone had such great expectations for him after how well he played in his first real opportunity a year ago. Like a lot of young quarterbacks, he's struggling right now with his consistency.
Ronnie Brown, the lone back, 1st and 10 from the 28-yard line. Play action on first down. Henne checks it down to Brown. And out of bounds across the 30-yard line to about the 33. Rob Ninkovich made the stop. Let's take a look at the Miami offensive line. Right tackle Jake Long was named to his 3rd straight Pro Bowl this week, but the Dolphins have missed Vernon Carey over on the other side. The backs and receivers, Brandon Marshall's had a nice run here late in the season, coming off back-to-back 100-yard games. Fasano is out. Mickey Schuler started today for Miami at tight end. 2nd and 4 for the Dolphins. Brown, right side, powers his way forward to the 38-yard line. Here is New England on defense. They forced the Bills into 7 turnovers last week. They've gone with a lot of different combinations up front. Wilfork was named to the Pro Bowl this week. Gerard Mayo also has had a Pro Bowl year, one of the most active and productive linebackers in the league. And 2 members of the Patriots secondary were selected to the Pro Bowl. The rookie cornerback Devin McCourty out of Rutgers, who has been outstanding, and the veteran safety Brandon Merriweather. 1st and 10 for the Dolphins. Brown, stop for a loss. Knifing through was Gerard Mayo, always around the football, came in, leading the NFL in tackles with 186 through 15 games.
Yeah, Gerard Mayo, Bill, tackling machine, 186 tackles, twice as many tackles as any other Patriot defender. He makes a lot of negative plays in the backfield.
So a loss of 4. They spotted back at the 34-yard line. 2nd and 14 for Miami. Opening drive of the game. Henne, short drop, flush from the pocket, and gets rid of it. Kyle Love, the free agent rookie out of Mississippi State, had the pressure.
Well, they run so many screens. They're trying to get that ball to the back, Ronnie Brown, and Chad Henne just doesn't see him. He gets tied up behind an offensive lineman and just throws it in the ground so he doesn't take the sack.
Love started today at nose tackle, had his first career sack last week against Buffalo. So 3rd and long, 3rd and 14 for Miami. Patriots have not allowed an opening drive touchdown since week 17 of last season against Houston. Play action. Henne guns it and picked off. Devin McCourty with his 7th interception of the season. Pass was intended for Brandon Marshall, but McCourty just took it away from him.
Well, they love play action and just going to try and throw this deep dig route to Brandon Marshall. He actually misses him on the back shoulder. Devin McCourty right there to make the interception, Bill. They've taken the ball away 37 times on defense. They get their hands on a lot of balls.
Well, plus 28 now in turnovers. So they'll start in Miami territory. The Dolphins' 47-yard line. Ben Jarvis, screen Ellis, right side, cuts it back. A nice pickup on first down to the 40-yard line. Koa Misi made the stop. Tom Brady starting today at quarterback. We'll see how long he goes. Richie hasn't lost a game here in Foxborough since November of 2006.
Yeah, Phil, I think clearly Tom Brady has had an MVP season. His last 10 games, how about these numbers? Over 2,400 yards passing, completing 65% of his throws, and a mind-boggling 24 touchdowns and no interceptions.
2nd and 3, play action. Brady, plenty of time. And finally to the sideline, incomplete. That was intended for Gronkowski, who was already out of bounds. Patriots have been outstanding up front. Logan Mankins missed the first half of the season, but is back in the Pro Bowl once again. Backs and receivers, the Patriots are sitting Wes Welker and Deion Branch. Brandon Tate and Julian Edelman start in their places. So 3rd down for New England after the interception. 3rd and 3. Danny Woodhead in the backfield with Brady. Gronkowski is the motion man. They snap it to Woodhead. Right side, he's got a 1st down and more. Danny Woodhead, nice move down to the 21-yard line. $19 yards on the play.
Well, Danny Woodhead has been an outstanding addition for this Patriots offense, and they get him the ball in a number of different ways. Right here you see the direct snap. Tom Brady does a great job selling it, and then of course he gets out in front of that big offensive line. Very difficult back to bring down in the open field.
Put a nice move on the cornerback, Tyrone Culver. So on 1st down, been Jarvis Green Ellis, and let's take a look now at Gannon's film study.
Well, the Patriots like to run different plays with Danny Woodhead from exactly the same formation. Plays that look the same that are different. They love that inside power play. Then they come back with the option route where they get him matched up on linebackers. Same plays, same formations, similar results.
2nd and a long 2. Jarvis Green Ellis. Green Ellis picks up 1. Paul Soliai came in with 8 tackles for loss and 2 sacks, made the stop. He's really come on in the 2nd half of the season for the Miami Dolphins.
Well, I talked about what Miami had to do against the Patriots, Bill. You really have to play a mistake-free game. You can't give a guy like Tom Brady in this offense extra opportunities. Short fields, they usually make you pay. They lead the league in turnover differential. They've been outstanding in this part of the field.
3rd and still 2. Showing blitz. Brady changing the play. Stands in. Touchdown. Gronkowski. His 3rd touchdown reception in the last 2 weeks. And that was good for 13 yards from Brady.
Well, they do an excellent job getting the tight ends matched up on linebackers and safeties. You see Rob Gronkowski, his 10th touchdown of the season, and that's what they want to do. They want to get him matched up on a free safety like Chris Clemens. They usually win those battles.
And Gronkowski has had a tremendous rookie year. 10th touchdown reception of the season. The extra point is good by Shane Graham, and with 10:36 left in the first, the Patriots lead it 7-0. The Patriots strike quickly, 13 yards on the pass from Brady to Gronkowski, and Gronkowski, 2nd-round pick out of Arizona, has turned into a beast for the Patriots. Cobbs is the deep man, fields it at the goal line, and brought down hard at the 20. So the Dolphins will come out for their 2nd possession. 7-0 Patriots here in week 17. The Patriots haven't lost since week 9 at Cleveland. Miami was eliminated from postseason contention 2 weeks ago with a loss at home to Buffalo. Dolphins take over, 1st and 10 from their own 21-yard line. Henning stands back, incomplete. And it's going to be a busy day here in week 17. Let's check in with JB in New York for an update.
That it will be. Take a look here after a Troy Polamalu pick. First play after that, Ben Roethlisberger goes up top, 56 yards to Mike Wallace. Pittsburgh out quickly 7-0 over Cleveland. Baltimore hoping that Pittsburgh will slip. Right now the Ravens have a 3-0 lead over Cincinnati. Let's take you back to Kevin.
All right, JB, thank you. The Steelers will wrap up the AFC North in a first-round bye with a win or a loss by the Ravens. As we're back in Foxborough, the delay to Ricky Williams, stacked up at the line of scrimmage, maybe lost one. And let's take a look now at Gannon's MVPs, most valuable points.
Well, Miami has to continue to get the ball in the hands of their best playmaker, Brandon Marshall, who's coming off a 10-catch, 102-yard performance last week. But after you catch it, you better make sure you hold on to it and brace yourself for impact, because this secondary will rock you, particularly these safeties. They all do a very good job of knocking the ball out.
And the Dolphins in one of those situations that you certainly don't want on the road against a team with the best record in the NFL, a 3rd and long, 3rd and 10. And that goes nowhere. Ricky Williams stopped by Wilfork. Wilfork, the emotional leader of this Patriots defense, named to the Pro Bowl this week for a 3rd time.
Yeah, and to be a great 3-4 defense, you need a big nose tackle who can anchor the front. And that's just what Vince Wilfork has done all season. Very disruptive, playing over the center. They'll move him outside as well. He's had a Pro Bowl year.
And we'll see Brandon Fields, who's had a tremendous year, averaging 46 yards a punt. Julian Edelman is back deep for New England, averaging almost 12 yards a return with a long of 42. Calls for a fair catch and makes it at the 34-yard line. So the Patriots will take over 1st and 10 after a 47-yard punt and leading 7-0.
Well, the Patriots like to run different plays with Danny Woodhead from exactly the same formation. Plays that look the same but are different. They love the inside power. Then they get them matched up on these linebackers on these option routes in space and let them go to work. And they come right back with that direct snap, which we saw earlier. Different plays from exactly the same formation with very similar results for Danny Woodhead and the Patriots.
Second possession for New England. Brady starting today. Welker, Branch, and Hernandez all inactive. 1st and 10 from the 34. Brady incomplete. Was trying to hit Algie Crumpler. 4-time Pro Bowler, caught his first touchdown as a Patriot last week against Buffalo.
Well, you look at these numbers here, really amazing. I'm ashamed to be on this list. You look at Tom Brady, 321 passes, Bill. It's incredible. And I think the thing that I like about him, success hasn't changed him one bit. Still as hungry as ever to win, and even more importantly, to do the work necessary to be able to put his team in the position to have a chance each week.
Broke Bernie Kosar's record last week. Fumble on the carry by Woodhead. The Dolphins say they have it, and they do. And that is something the Patriots just haven't done, turn the ball over. Paul Soliai recovered it.
We had the opportunity to sit down with Paul last night. He's a guy that's had an outstanding season in the middle of that Miami defense. You see Danny Woodhead right here. Boy, he just gets level. He never feels the backside. Kendall Langford, and that ball comes out. And as you mentioned, Bill, it's something they haven't done in the last seven games. They've been outstanding with ball security.
They had not turned the ball over since week 9 when Brian Hoyer threw an interception against Cleveland. So the Dolphins will try to take advantage of the turnover. 1st and 10 for the Patriots 34. Henny, plenty of time. Underneath to Marshall. Marshall dives forward to the 28-yard line. Gary Guyton, the inside linebacker, made the stop. The last turnover right there. Brian Hoyer intercepted by Eric Wright in the game at Cleveland.
Yeah, really, more than 430 plays since they last turned the ball over. 11 games this year without a turnover. No one's been better than the Patriots at taking care of the football.
And Tyler Thigpen has checked in now at quarterback. And he's going to run it. In his 4th year out of Coastal Carolina, where he was an outstanding running quarterback, but could also throw. Gerard Warren made the tackle.
Well, just a little change up. They're trying to generate some plays, some big plays in this offense, and that's been a problem for them the entire season. You go back and you look at it, they've only had 9 runs of 15 yards or more this season. And that's a shock when you consider that Ronnie and Ricky have been pretty healthy this year. they have a difficult time getting the ball downfield.
3rd and 1 for Miami. Offset eye, ground the deep back. They give it to Polite, and he's got a first down for Miami. Saka Polite, who came in with 36 touches on offense, scored the first rushing touchdown of his career last week against Detroit.
Well, just a little inside trap to Lou Polite. He's been very good in these short yardage and goal line situations. That's usually when he gets his opportunities.
It moves the chains, so 1st and 10. The football just inside the New England 22-yard line. Midway through the first quarter. Brown and Williams are both in the game. Ronnie Brown running the Wildcat. Keeps it. Stopped at the line of scrimmage. That fooled no one. Rob Ninkovich made the stop. He was originally a 5th-round draft pick by the Saints. Played for the Dolphins back in 2007, and the Wildcat has not been so wild recently.
No, the production on a steady decline, and I think what happens is you've seen a lot of defenses really zero in on this, and as a result, you're seeing less and less of it. You look at the production, just 3.4 per attempt, just the 1 touchdown this season. It's not been as good for the Dolphins.
So a loss of 1, 2nd and 11 for Miami. Marshall, the motion man. Henny. They run the slant behind Devon Best, who couldn't bring it in. Incomplete. Well, when the Dolphins and the Patriots met in Foxborough in week 3 of the 08 season, the Dolphins Wildcat was introduced. Ronnie Brown rushed for 113 yards and 4 touchdowns. The Dolphins as a team rushed for 216 yards as the Dolphins ran all over the Patriots that day, winning 38-13.
And the key is when you see it, you need to handle it. If not, you're going to expect to see heavy doses of the Wildcat.
3rd and 11. Henny up the sideline. Tipped away, intended for the rookie Marlon Moore. Devin McCourty had outstanding coverage.
Well, this is a great job by Devin McCourty. He gets a good jam at the line of scrimmage, and then he's right in position here to make the play. They almost run out of room in the back of the end zone. A wasted opportunity. Bill, you're not going to get a lot of opportunities. The Patriots don't make a lot of mistakes, but when they do, you have to capitalize.
So we'll see Dan Carpenter on to try a field goal from 40 yards out. And he hooked it. So no points after the fumble for the Miami Dolphins. The Patriots still lead at 7-0. We're back in Foxborough, and after the missed field goal by Carpenter, the Patriots take over. 1st and 10 from their own 30-yard line. Jarvis Green Ellis, this whole right side, battling for extra yardage across the 35 to the 37-yard line. Rashad Jones finally brought him down.
I really got a kick out of talking to Ben Jarvis Green Ellis the other day, Bill, about ball security. You know, he's never fumbled the ball on a touch from scrimmage, and you ask yourself why. He said to us, you know, if you turn it over in practice, you don't get a chance to play in a game. And it's nothing personal, it's pretty straightforward. If you don't take care of the football here in New England, you don't play.
2nd and 3. Good strikeout to Edelman, a first down and more for the Patriots. Julian Edelman, in his 2nd year out of Kent State. Cameron Wake finally brought him down. Again, let's check in with JB in New York for an update.
Hey, Bill, Roethlisberger and Mike Wallace in a groove early. This 41-yard pass play between the two sets up a 1-yard touchdown run by Rashard Mendenhall. 14-0 Steelers, who are in a battle with the Ravens for the AFC North title. Ravens up by a field goal. Bill McAtee and Rich Gannon.
All right, JB, thank you very much. They fake the reverse, and then they swing it out to Edelman. Edelman's got plenty of running room. What a tremendous effort, and he stopped just short of the goal line by Rashad Jones.
Well, what's impressive about this is Julian Edelman is really the 3rd receiver in the progression. Tom Brady wants to throw the ball downfield, but when it's not there, he kicks it wide to Julian Edelman. Watch him. Now he's a traffic cop. He's got his tight end Gronkowski out there making a block. The Wes Welker not up. Julian Edelman really taking advantage of these opportunities.
Neither Welker nor Branch are active today. Jarvis Green Ellis, left side, touchdown Patriots.
Bill, we talked in the open about how the running game was really coming on. They ran for a season-high 217 yards last week. A good job with the kick out. You see Ben Jarvis Green Ellis. He's been running with power and having an outstanding season. He's very close to 1,000 yards.
Julian Edelman, who had the 40-yard reception, came in with just 4 catches for 14 yards all season long. Graham on to try the extra point, and it is a 14-point lead for New England with 4:12 left to go in the first. Another impressive drive by the Patriots. Julian Edelman, who had the 40-yard reception to set up the touchdown by Ben Jarvis Green Ellis, his 13th rushing touchdown of the season. 4:12 left to go in the first. Fielded by Cobbs. Brings it out across the 25 to the 26-yard line. Let's take a look, Rich, at the playoff picture.
Well, it's amazing. For the 15th consecutive season, 5 or more teams will make the playoffs that were not in the postseason the year before. You know, you look at teams like Indianapolis, they can win that AFC South with the win this week. And, of course, Jacksonville, they need some help. They got to win, and they need Indy to lose. They're at Houston. That's going to be a tough deal without David Garrard and Maurice Jones-Drew.
Miami trying to get something going on offense. Ricky Williams is in the backfield. They give it to Williams. Picks up maybe 2. Well, CBSSports.com is streamlining its award-winning fantasy games to create an even better fantasy experience. Go to CBSSports.com/sneak preview to sign up for an alert when fantasy games launch. It's hard to believe that the Patriots saw that playoff graphic. Patriots have been a team in transition. They've had 23 first or second year players on their 53-man roster. Their top 2 running backs undrafted free agents. They've had a number of rookies make significant contributions on defense. Ronnie Brown to the 32-yard line. Kyle Love made the stop.
Well, as you look at the shell of this New England defense, they have the luxury right now of playing 2-deep coverage and stopping the run with the front 7. And that's going to make it very difficult for Chad Henne to throw the football. They get a good pressure package with their front 7, and they are able to keep those safeties back there to help out with these corners on a receiver like Brandon Marshall.
3rd and 5 for the Dolphins. Empty backfield. Henne got rid of it. First down and more. Marlon Moore, the rookie out of Fresno State, with the catch. Devin McCourty made the tackle. That was good for 17 yards.
And this is what they need. They need to hit some crossers versus man-to-man coverage. You can see McCourty there trying to catch up. But that's what they've not been able to do. You look at the problems that they've had in the passing game. Chad Henne, his ball location, his accuracy has been a little bit of an issue here the last month.
Marlon Moore came in with 4 catches for 82 yards, including a 57-yard touchdown against the Raiders at the end of November. Henne. Roberto Wallace, the rookie out of San Diego State, with the catch. And he's into New England territory. Once again, let's go to JB in New York for an update.
Bill, as you know, the Saints can clinch home field in the NFC South title, that is, with a win and an Atlanta loss. Drew Brees hooking up nicely with Jimmy Graham. They've done that over the last 3 games. They have a 7-3 lead over Tampa Bay. That is New Orleans. Back to Bill and Rich.
JB, thank you, Rich. I know you like the way the Saints have been playing here at the close of the regular season. Ricky Williams, great penetration once again by New England, and we have a flag on the play.
Holding, offense number 88, 10-yard penalty, 2nd down.
We call it on Jerron Master, the tight end.
Yeah, Bill, you're mentioning New Orleans. That's not a team I'd want to play in the playoffs right now. They're getting healthy at the running back position, and you look at the way the defense played. I was really impressed with what I saw against Atlanta on Monday night last week. They kept Matt Ryan under 150 yards through the year. They held Michael Turner to less than 50 yards rushing. New Orleans, obviously, defending world champs. I think they're playing their best football late in the season.
They spotted back at about the 45-yard line. The Dolphins were penalized 63 yards last week against Detroit, but still came in as the least penalized team in the league. Ricky Williams in the backfield. Henne will throw, incomplete over the head of everyone. Brandon Marshall, the intended receiver. Once again to JB in New York for another update.
All right, Bill and Rich, but Atlanta can lock up the South and home field with the win, and they're off to the races early. This is Eric Weems on a punt return, 55 yards to pay dirt. This in the first quarter. Falcons up 14-0 over Carolina. Back to Bill McAtee and Rich Gannon.
All right, JB, Atlanta will clinch the #1 seed in the NFC and home field advantage with a win today over Carolina. 3rd and long for Miami, 3rd and 13. Henne from the shotgun with Khan to the sideline, caught by Marshall. Brandon Marshall, and he has a first down at the 40.
Well, Brandon Marshall has really played some good football here the last month since coming off of that hamstring injury. And he's a big-bodied receiver, and that's good for a quarterback like Chad Henne. When we talked to Tony Sperano about him last night, he said, you know what? He's one of those receivers, a lot like Calvin Johnson, that when they're covered, they're not really covered. They can still make plays on the football, and I think that's the big thing with Chad Henne right now. You have to give Brandon Marshall opportunities in the passing game.
15-yard pickup on 3rd and 13. They toss it back to Ricky Williams. Cuts it back inside. A couple of tough yards for Ricky Williams in his 10th year out of Texas. Came in averaging 4.5 yards a carry for 668 yards and 2 touchdowns. And with that, he passes the great Larry Zonka for most rushing attempts in Miami history.
You know what's surprising when you look at these two backs? Neither have gone over 100 yards this year. Surprise when you think about the production from the offense.
So that's the end of the first quarter. The Patriots lead it 14-0. We saw the training staff examining Danny Woodhead earlier. Now we get word that he has a head injury and his return is questionable. As we start the second quarter, 2nd and 7 for the Dolphins at the New England 36-yard line. Henne, short drop, to the sideline, incomplete, intended for Devon Bess.
Well, I mentioned that the communication, I think, has been a bit of an issue when you look at the problems that they've had in the passing game. I think it starts with the offensive line, the protection scheme. It starts with the quarterback and the receivers not necessarily being on the same page. Bill, we saw an interception last week. Chad Henne thinking that Mickey Schuler, his young tight end, was going to continue to run. He sat down in zone coverage, and it resulted in an interception. They're not on the same page.
Ball is actually at the 37-yard line. 9th play of the drive coming. Showing blitz. Here they come. Henne sacked. Swarming Patriots defense. Gerard Mayo was the first one there.
Well, they crowd the line of scrimmage. You see both linebackers up in that A-gap there, and there's Jared Mayo. I mean, he just keeps fighting. They try and cut him. You can't cut a linebacker like Mayo. He's just going to get up and make a play.
He had his second 19-tackle game of the season 2 weeks ago against Green Bay. Named to the AFC Pro Bowl squad this week for the first time, so Miami will have to punt. Edelman back deep. High punt. Edelman calls for the fair catch and makes it at the 11-yard line, and that is where the Patriots will take over. 1st and 10, a 33-yard punt. 14-0 New England. We're back, and there is one of the great gentlemen in all of sports. It really is remarkable to think about the success the Patriots have had under Mr. Kraft. They've now won the AFC East 7 of the last 8 seasons, gotten to the playoffs 8 of the last 11 years, 4 Super Bowls, 3 World Championships. First down for the Patriots, incomplete, intended on the check down to Jarvis Green Ellis.
You know, you think about Robert Kraft, Bill, and you know he's helped build a winner here in New England, and the 12th playoff berth in 17 seasons since he purchased this team in 1994. And He's got a pretty good head coach to boot.
Well, the Patriots are trying to win at least 14 games for the 4th time under Bill Belichick. They went 14-2 in 03 and 04. Of course, the perfect regular season in 07. And every year that New England has won 14 games, they've gone to the Super Bowl. Big Jarvis Green Ellis brought down at the 12-yard line by Paul Soliai.
Curious to see how long Tom Brady plays in this ball game, and Bill Belichick, and I know that's something you struggle with as a head coach. You already have one player out, Danny Woodhead. You lost maybe your best offensive player at the time a year ago, Wes Welker. They lost him the last game of the season. You have to be smart with these players.
3rd and 10. Brady. Morris. And Morris is upended short of a first down at the 20-yard line by Vontae Davis.
Well, that's what the Dolphins want to do. They want to make Tom Brady throw the ball quick. And we sat down with Jeremiah Bell last night. He said, you can't show your hand early with a quarterback like Tom Brady. We have to disguise our intentions as long as possible. But he does such a great job previewing the front and coverage and getting the ball out quick. It's going to make it difficult for this Miami defense.
326 passes now for Brady without an interception. Mesco is on. Devon Bess is back deep for the Dolphins. They could have pretty good field position here. Fair catch made by Bess at the 33-yard line. A 47-yard punt. 14-0 Patriots here in week 17. Back in Foxborough, and Tyler Thigpen is checked in at quarterback for the Dolphins as they start 1st and 10 from their own 33-yard line. Trailing 14-0. 12:50 left to go in the opening half. Offset eye, Ronnie Brown is the deep back. Give it to Brown with some running room and a nice pickup out across the 40, close to a first down. And coming up on the Sprint halftime report, join JB, Dan, Shannon, Boomer, and Coach Cowher for all the latest NFL scores and highlights from the final week of the regular season. That's all coming up on the Sprint halftime report. 1st and 10 for Miami. Ball spotted just short of the 44-yard line. Numbers for Tyler Thigpen this season. Came in 23 of 41 for 266 yards, a touchdown, and 2 interceptions. Brown wrapped up at about the 46-yard line. Chad Henney-Rich, he has struggled not just today, but really throughout the season.
Well, he's missed some throws and some critical throws that you have to make. You can't start games by throwing it to the other team, and it's been a problem for him the last couple of weeks, Bill, the turnovers. And I thought for a second when we saw the change at quarterback with Tyler Thigpen that it was temporary. Something tells me it may be a permanent switch with Thigpen playing for Henney the rest of the day.
Moore is in motion. 2nd down. Thigpen up the sideline. Miscommunication, incomplete. Marlon Moore. Initially, it looked like he was going to go after Devon Bess, but Bess had stopped. And Moore was the intended receiver, covered by Patrick Chung.
Well, you got to give the receivers a chance. I like it, but a better throw gets it done here. You can't throw it behind a player like Marlon Moore. There's plenty of grass out in front. Go ahead and throw it. Let him run under it.
So 3rd and long for Miami. Had a great opportunity in the first quarter after the Patriot fumble. New England's first turnover since week 9, but they missed on a 40-yard field goal attempt by Carpenter. 3rd and 8 for the Dolphins. Thigpen, lots of time. That was almost picked off, incomplete. Darius Butler had a real opportunity at a pick. Miami will have to punt.
Get a good look at Brian Hoyer there. I'm sure that he's going to get an opportunity maybe before halftime to play.
Fields on to punt. Standing back at the 31. Edelman from the 11. Julian Edelman. Bottled up and brought down at the 15, 16-yard line by Nate Ness. A 44-yard punt and a 5-yard return. Tom Brady remains in the game. The Dolphins with only 68 yards on offense in 27 plays. New England 1st and 10 from their own 16. Morris is in the backfield with Brady. They give it to him on the delay. Falls forward to the 18-yard line. Jeremiah Bell made the stop, and that's pretty impressive when you think about the numbers from Tom Brady. He's thrown 25 touchdown passes, Rich, since his last interception.
Yeah, nothing correlates more to winning than taking care of the football. And you look at that list of quarterbacks. I mean, that's quite a group. I mean, they're all Super Bowl winners. Tom Brady, 326 passes, Bill, without an interception. He does a great job taking care of the ball.
Adding to his NFL record, play action. Brady lots of time, goes underneath to Jarvis Green Ellis. Green Ellis stopped about a yard short of a first down by Cameron Wake.
Well, Tom Brady learned a long time ago that you never go broke taking a profit. I think why he's always had a high completion percentage is right there. I mean, he doesn't force throws. If it's not there, he's willing to check it down.
Came in as the NFL's highest rated passer with over 3,700 yards, 34 touchdowns, and only 4 interceptions. Keep it on the ground. And this will depend on the spot. Morris got the carry. They unpile. And it's a first down.
Well, sudden change at quarterback. Brian
Hoyer is checked in.
Yeah, Tom Brady out right after a first down.
Hoyer signed by the Patriots as an undrafted free agent in April of last year. Came in without a completion on the season. Morris out across the 30 to the 33-yard line. Bell again made the tackle.
And you know, there's a method to his madness. You think about Bill Belichick. It would have been so much easier for a young quarterback to make the change in between the series. Have him get some snaps with the center, have him go play catch on the sideline and warm up. But that's probably not how it's going to happen in a real-life situation. And so what do? They stick him in there right in the middle of the series.
Brian Hoyer at quarterback for the Patriots. 2nd and 3.
So you want to see how the young quarterback responds.
Penetration before the snap and whistles.
Encroachment, defense number 96. 5-yard penalty, first down.
Paul Soliai, and yes, this would count as encroachment.
Yeah, and if you're a defensive lineman going up against this offense, you have to be patient because there's a lot of communication that goes on at the line of scrimmage. They have a check-with-me system, a lot of changes in terms of the running game, the protection plan, and the passing game. They put a lot of responsibility on these quarterbacks.
Soliai in his 4th year out of Utah, 4th-round pick in '07. He has played well. First down, Hoyer. And he was hit as he threw it, and that was almost picked off. Well, thought the fantasy season was over. It's not. Play NFL.com playoff challenge today. You could win a trip to Super Bowl 46 in Indianapolis. Sign up for free at NFL.com/fantasy or search NFL Playoff Challenge.
That's one place that guy doesn't like to be on the sidelines watching. Hasn't done a lot of it in his career.
2nd and 10. Hoyer played 5 games last year, was 19 of 27 for 142, rushed 10 times for 25 yards and a touchdown. Dolphins come on the blitz, and Hoyer's able to get rid of it, throws it away over the head of Taylor Price.
And I think you're going to see a different game plan now that Tom Brady's not in the game. You're going to see more pressure. I don't think Mike Nolan, the defensive coordinator in Miami, is as concerned with a quarterback like Brian Hoyer changing as much the line of scrimmage. I think they cut back on the volume with the younger quarterback.
Look at Brady on the sideline. They're still very much involved in what's happening on the field. 3rd and 10 for the Patriots. They lead it 14-0. Just over 8 minutes left to go in the half.
Look at how Miami's crowding the line of scrimmage.
the Patriots take a timeout. 8:18 left to play in the half. 14-0 New England. We're back, and so is Tom Brady on 3rd and 10. Back on the field for the Patriots.
You got tired of watching.
Checking the coverage. Changing the protection as well. 3rd and 10. Brady gets rid of it, but at the feet of Sammy Morris, incomplete. And New England will have to punt.
Well, they get good pressure. That's the one thing the Dolphins do a nice job of. Just a 3-man rush, but you can see it off the edge there. Of course, Randy Stark's able to come off that block up inside and make the play on Tom Brady when he steps up.
Stark's the defensive end in his 7th year out of Maryland. Came in with 5 quarterback pressures and 3 sacks. So 4th and 10 for New England. Devon Bess back deep for Miami, standing at his own 16-yard line. Let's go. Nice punt. Fair catch made by Bess at the 13-yard line. And once again, let's check in with JB in New York.
Hey, Bill,
Week 17 update.
The Steelers have scored on each of their first 3 possessions. This is Rashard Mendenhall's second 1-yard TD run, 21-3. Steelers on top of Cleveland. Baltimore hoping that the Steelers would slip. Not so, but the Ravens with a field goal lead over Cincinnati. Bill McAtee, Rich Gannon.
All righty, JB, the Steelers can wrap up the AFC North at a first-round bye with a win today or a loss by the Ravens. Tyler Thigpen remains in the game. They give it to Ricky Williams. Some tough yards inside for Williams. Gerard Mayo led that charge for the stop.
Well, they do a great job with their defense, and I think they use a number of different players. And it's about the scheme and the personnel. They fit so well together. And you know, when players go down, they expect the young players to step in and contribute, and that's what's happened all season for this defense. It's a defense that's gotten better during the course of the season.
2nd and 8 for Miami. They have generated very little offense today. Thigpen is going to try to take off, but stop for a loss. Rob Ninkovich in pursuit. Well, ring in the new year with a new episode of TV's #1 new drama, Hawaii Five-0, on an all-new Monday night right here on CBS, America's most watched network.
Well, you can't hold the ball against this defense, and you know, you're not quite sure from an offensive perspective what you're going to get week to week from this New England defense. Very game plan specific. The plan is tailored to each opponent.
Well, after the sack by the former Dolphin, 3rd and long for Miami, 3rd and 11 from their own 12-yard line. Thigpen stands in, center of the field. And a nice grab by Marlon Moore. Ball is loose, but they're going to say he was down. Good concentration by the rookie out of Fresno State to bring it in.
Really an incredible throw there by Tyler Thigpen. And Bill, as I was looking at this ball come out of his hand, I thought it was going to get intercepted. We refer to this as cover 3. 3 of their defenders around 1 receiver, and he still finds a way to fit that ball in to Marlon Moore. That's a scary throw right there.
That was good for 29 yards and a first down for Miami. Biggest play of the game for the Dolphins from their own 41. Again, Tyler Thigpen at quarterback. Chad Henne's on the bench. He did start. Out route to Wallace. And Wallace is about a yard short of a first down. Kyle Arrington, the right corner, made the tackle.
Well, they have some bigger, taller receivers, and they told us in the production meeting last night that they like these matchups against the smaller corners. You think about all 3 corners for New England, McCourty, Arrington, and Butler, all 5'10" players. Even a guy like Brandon Marshall, he's 6'4". These receivers have some height advantage. Your quarterback's going to have to give them a chance.
Roberto Wallace is the rookie out of San Diego State. So the ball just into New England territory. Thigpen on the option. still on his feet and finally brought down at the 41-yard line. Some tough running by the quarterback, Tyler Thigpen. Darius Butler finally made the stop.
And a little different wrinkle, something that New England hasn't prepared for. And this is what Tyler Thigpen gives you. He's a very good running quarterback. He's more apt to pull it down and make some plays with his legs than is Chad Henne.
Another first down for Miami. On the move, trailing 14-0. Inside of 5 minutes left to go in the half. Williams. And the Patriots are saying the ball was loose, and they have it. They'll unpile at the 40-yard line, and it is a turnover. The Patriots have the football.
I don't know that I've ever seen anything like it. It's incredible. This team works on ball extraction. You got a great example of it right there. Eric Moore, he sticks his hand in and rips that ball out from Ricky Williams. You're going to see that right hand come in. Ricky never feels him on the backside. Bill, their 38th takeaway. It's incredible. And off of that, the New England offense has scored 140 points off of turnovers. It's incredible. The defense has been outstanding here in New England.
Rob Ninkovich recovered the fumble. Eric Moore, who started today an outside linebacker, stripped it away. So Brady remains in the game. 1st and 10 for the Patriots 41. Jarvis Green-Ellis, hole on the left side, and a nice pickup. Out close to the 48-yard line, Jeremiah Bell made the stop.
Well, you know, you look at the running game get going, and you don't lead the league in scoring and have a quarterback who's thrown 35 touchdowns and just 4 interceptions without having a very strong group up front. The Patriots' offensive line has been outstanding the entire season.
Patriots tied a franchise record with 4 fumble recoveries last week against Buffalo. 2nd and 3 for New England. Short drop for Brady. Slings it out to Gronkowski, a first down and more. The big tight end rumbles down close to the 20-yard line.
You know, it's amazing as you watch Tom Brady, his ability to work one side of the field. Watch him work to his left. It's not there. He resets, he shuffles his feet, he steps back, and he makes a perfect throw to his tight end, Rob Gronkowski.
Well, they end up spotting it back at the 24-yard line after a pickup of 28. Green-Ellis alone in the backfield. Patriots up by 2 touchdowns, looking for more here late in the 2nd quarter. Green-Ellis.
You know, people worry about Tom Brady and the health factor. I think it's important that Tom Brady play through the first half of this football game. Remember, they're going to have the bye. I think momentum is important as you head into the playoffs. I think they'll be smart with him. We'll see some of him maybe to start the second half, but that's it. Tom Brady does a great job getting rid of the football and not taking unnecessary hits.
2nd and 6 for New England. Brady from the shotgun. Dolphins showing blitz. They don't come. Underneath, Gronkowski again. Rookie tight end has had a big day. Tim Dobbins finally brought him down and close to a first down.
Well, we talk about Tom Brady. I think the communication to me is outstanding when you listen to all that goes on at the line of scrimmage. He's changing protections. He's pointing out the mic so the offensive linemen know who to block. He's alerting the receivers where the quick answer throw has to be based on the coverage. It's amazing what he does. He has an offensive line that gives him the luxury to sit back there in the pocket.
So we've reached the 2-minute warning. Patriots dominating so far. Two minutes left in the half. The Patriots looking to extend their lead. 1st and 10 from the Miami 14-yard line. Sammy Morris with a nifty little move. And brought down at the 10. And don't forget, coming up on the Sprint halftime report, in Week 17, join JB, Dan, Shannon, Boomer, and Coach Cowher for all the latest NFL scores and highlights. That's all coming up on the Sprint halftime report. 2nd and 6 for New England. Patriots looking to head into the postseason riding an 8-game winning streak.
Yeah, and you think about the formula for success, it's pretty simple, Bill. I mean, it's a really smart football team. They don't make very many mistakes, very few penalties, and they understand the importance of taking care of the football. You look at that, just 10 turnovers all season. Bill Belichick, he puts that graphic up each week so that his team realizes the importance of taking care of the football.
2nd and 6. Green Ellis, the lone setback. Crumpler was in motion to the end zone, incomplete. Intended for Brandon Tate. Sean Smith, the second-year corner out of Utah, had some pretty good coverage.
Well, Tom trying to throw this back shoulder throw to Brandon Tate, just misses him. Pretty good coverage there. Tom Brady has not missed a lot of those throws. They have been a very good team in the red zone.
Earned a spot in the Pro Bowl announced this week for a 6th time. 3rd and 6 for New England. Lewis comes back as an extra blocker. Brady from the shotgun. Back out of it. They just rushed 3. Brady checks it down, incomplete. Morris was the intended receiver. So we'll see the field goal unit.
You know, what's interesting is you got Julian Edelman out there, you got Taylor Price, you got Sammy Morris, a lot of players that haven't had a ton of snaps this season with Tom Brady. You can see a little bit of indecision, not something we normally see out of Tom Brady.
So Shane Graham is on to try the field goal. He's from 28 yards out. 10th season in the NFL. He's been with 7 different teams. On its way and good. He has made now 12 straight field goal tries since joining the Patriots when Gostkowski went down with a season-ending quad injury. We're back. Graham kicks it off. Cobb's the deep man. Short kick fielded at the 12. Cobb's trying to get to the outside. That opening closed quickly. 1:35 left to go in the opening half.
And sometimes when you're struggling on offense, a big play in the return game can be just the thing you need to get you going.
Tyler Thigpen back out. He was acquired from the Chiefs September of last year in exchange for a 5th-round draft choice. Former starter with Kansas City. The Chiefs starting quarterback in 2008 out of Coastal Carolina. Set I. Brown is the deep back. First down, play action. Thigpen under pressure, able to keep his feet. Guns it to the sideline, caught by Bess. Devon Bess has a nice pickup. Out to the 44-yard line. Dane Fletcher, the outside linebacker, made the tackle, but they're going to bring it back.
5-yard penalty, first down.
Well, the Patriots are going to have to be very conscious in their rush lanes with a quarterback like Tyler Thigpen. He will pull it down, Bill, as you mentioned. It's a lot more mobile.
Well, in college at Coastal Carolina, he rushed for over 1,600 yards, 13 touchdowns. Threw for over 6,500 yards with 53 touchdowns and 25 interceptions during his college career. So after the penalty, 1st and 15 for Miami. Thigpen straight back. Goes underneath to Bess, and he's brought down immediately by Darius Butler. Butler in his 2nd year out of UConn, 2nd-round pick in 2009. Dolphins up in a hurry, running the 2-minute offense. Just over a minute left to go in the half. Thigpen, lots of time. Finally decides to run it. And brought down at the 33-yard line. Dane Fletcher again made the stop.
You know, it's amazing. You start looking at the amount of times Tyler Thigpen kept patting that football. Great coverage down the field.
Dolphins take a timeout, 45 seconds left to go in the first half. The 2-minute offense has not been a highlight for the Dolphins, especially in the second half where they've run it 8 times and ended up with 5 interceptions and no points.
Yeah, they struggled there, Bill. They've had changes up front. Changes at the wide receiver position as well haven't helped.
3rd and 2, and whistle
Second,
before the snap.
charge timeout, New England.
Patriots take a timeout. After the New England timeout.
Yeah, they wanted to get a look at the formation, Bill. Bill Belichick waited to see Miami line up before he called that timeout. Wanted to see what personnel was on the field.
Patrick Cobbs is in motion, so an empty backfield on 3rd and 2 for Miami. Big pen. Incomplete. And that hit Mickey Schuler in the face mask. So it'll bring up 4th down.
Well, we talk about timing and rhythm in the passing game and how important it is. You see Tyler Thigpen, a new quarterback in the game. You have a tight end who hasn't played a lot of snaps this year. The ball comes out early. These tight ends have to see the ball coming out of the break.
See how aggressive New England is here when they get the football, leading 17-0. Edelman back deep. Retreats from the 6. Dodges 1 man. Still on his feet. He's loose. Julian Edelman. Will they catch him? No. Touchdown, New England. 94 yards.
Well, Bill, you go back to the first meeting, they scored 35 points in the second half, an NFL record, 6 different ways in that game. You give Julian Edelman extra opportunities, he just separates great blocks down the field, and now no one's going to catch Julian Edelman. As I mentioned, Bill, they scored 6 different ways the first time these two teams got together. A rushing and passing touchdown, an interception return for touchdown, a block punt, a field goal for touchdown, and a kickoff return for a touchdown.
Rashad Jones had a chance to bring him down early, but couldn't do it, and a touchdown for Edelman. 94 yards, and the extra point is good by Shane Graham. 24-0 Patriots.
Well,
the longest punt return in Patriots history, Rich.
Yeah, you talk about out-kicking your coverage, and that's what happened here. And, of course, Julian Edelman, very patient. He works all the way back across the field. Carpenter's not going to make that play. Lou Polite's not going to make that play. Just a great run by Julian Edelman.
Edelman in his second year out of Kent State, 7th-round draft pick last year, and he had a big reception early that led to the first Patriots touchdown. So a big day for the young man out of Kent State.
Kind of got that Tom Brady haircut thing going, doesn't he?
There you go.
It's not a bad guy to emulate.
So 24-0, all Patriots here in the first half.
And they just hurt you so many different ways. You think about the success the Patriots have had this year. We know about the great offense. They take the ball away on defense, and they have the ability to score in the kicking game.
Marlon Moore is the deep man now for the Dolphins. Standing back at the 2-yard line, waiting the kickoff from Shane Graham. And we've got a timeout on the field. Lots of celebrating on the Patriots sideline. They came in with the best record in the National Football League. They've already sewn up home field advantage, the #1 seed. So if the Patriots keep winning, the road to the Super Bowl will come through New England.
Yeah, the importance of playing at home, so important, Bill. And I think the importance of having that extra week off to get healthy is very important for a team like New England.
Pittsburgh in control today against Cleveland, and we'll have more from the guys in the studio in New York, but the Steelers will wrap up the AFC North in a first-round bye with a win today or a loss by the Baltimore Ravens, who are at home against Cincinnati. 4, fields it at the 9. And brought down at the 27-yard line. Well, the biggest event of the new year begins with a single step. Join Paula Abdul for the premiere of Live to Dance, Tuesday only on CBS, America's #1 network. Chad Henne is back in the game now, at quarterback. 13 seconds left to go in the half.
Now I'm confused. Honestly, I have no idea what they're doing.
Spotted at the 26-yard line. Henne rolling out, has to get rid of it. 8 seconds left in the half. Pressure came from the rookie out of Montana State, the free agent Dane Fletcher.
Dane Fletcher had an interception last week, and even the young players, when they get an opportunity to play, they know what to do. They show up and they make plays.
Perhaps the last play of the first half. Check it down to Ronnie Brown. Trying to find some running room. And out of bounds. That will be the end of the first half with the score of the Patriots 24, the Dolphins nothing. An impressive first half for the New England Patriots. Again, the Dolphins unable to generate anything on offense. So that's the end of the first half. Our score 24-0, and we'll be back with the Sprint halftime report after this message and a word from your local station. You're watching the NFL on CBS. Back in Foxborough, 24-0 Patriots. Bill McAtee along with Rich Gannon, and total domination in the first half by New England.
You're right, Bill. I mean, the offenses look real sharp, not only running the football, but throwing it. The defense has taken the ball away twice, and it never hurts when you get a score in the kicking game.
All right, it's time now for our Droid Pro Play, brought to you by Motorola. And the highlight toward the end of the opening half, Brandon Fields with the punt, and the magnificent return by Julian Edelman, 94 yards, a Patriot record, giving New England a lead 24-0. And there's Tom Brady. Has to be pleased with that opening half. How much do you think we'll see of Tom in the second half? Will we see him at all?
I can't imagine we're going to see a lot of Tom Brady. I don't think it makes a lot of sense, Bill. It's 24-0. I think you get to be smart with your franchise quarterback.
Brandon Tate, a yard deep in the end zone. He brings it out across the 20 to the 22-yard line. Chris Clemens made the stop, and let's take a look at the first half numbers.
Yeah, that's what you call total dominance, and the turnovers, of course, again, a problem for Miami, and Billy just haven't been able to generate any big plays, and that's been a problem for this team the entire year. And of course, as we talked earlier, you can't give Tom Brady in this offense extra opportunities, and that's what the Patriots have done an outstanding job of, taking advantage of turnovers and field position.
Tom Brady stays in the game here at the start of the second half. Dolphins showing blitz, they keep it on the ground. Fred Taylor with the carry, making his first appearance of the game, and there is a man down on the field, a Miami Dolphin.
Well, I think some people are a little surprised to see Tom Brady out there. Maybe we see him the first series here to start the third quarter.
Jeremiah Bell, the strong safety, is the injured Miami Dolphin. Timeout on the field. We're back, and Jeremiah Bell left the field under his own power. Being looked at on the sideline. Looked like he took a knee to the helmet. Second down for New England. Brady, flag on the play. We've had a lot of penalties today. Incomplete. That was intended for Gronkowski.
Illegal use of hands to the face. Offense number 60. 10-yard penalty. Second down.
Call that on Rich Ornberger. Terry McCauley is our referee today.
Then you make a mistake, you go to the sidelines. It's like
that's how it works, huh?
It's like when you're raising kids, you send them to the corner for a timeout.
Ornberger, a fourth-round pick last year out of Penn State. So they move him back, and 2nd and 15 for New England. Fred Taylor is in the backfield with Brady. From the shotgun. Brady gets rid of it. That's caught again by Gronkowski. Had a huge week last week. He's from Western New York and had 2 touchdown receptions against the Bills, and another big day today. 4 catches, 73 yards.
Well, I love how they feature the tight ends in this offense. They use them all, and they all have a specific role. When you think about Rob Gronkowski, he's a very good inline blocker, but he's big and strong, and he makes big plays down the field as well.
From the 43, 1st and 10, Fred Taylor lowers his shoulder, gets it out to the 47-yard line. Rashad Jones made the stop.
Well, you look at this football team, Bill. This is a battle-tested group here in New England. They've played a lot of teams that either are playoff teams or on their way, or at least in contention as we head into the last week of the season. This is a group that has fought a lot of battles.
Sammy Morris, right side, cuts it back. Still some tough hitting going on. 24-0 Patriots lead it. Just underway here in the 2nd half. Tony McDaniel, who rotates in at defensive end, made the stop.
And you start seeing players like Sammy Morris get carries, and Fred Taylor. And, these aren't young players. These are veteran players that played in a lot of football games. It's nice to have that type of talent and depth on your roster.
Fred Taylor in his 13th year out of Florida, and Sammy Morris 11th year out of Texas Tech. And Jarvis Green Ellis is back in the game. From the shotgun, Brady underneath. Brandon Tate still loose. Brandon Tate up the sideline and out of bounds. Rashad Jones saved a touchdown.
Well, the problems that they've had in Miami, they have not tackled particularly well in the secondary the last couple weeks. When you throw the ball to these receivers, you got to get them on the ground. 3 different defenders right there to make a play. They can't find a way to get Brandon Tate on the ground. Tom Brady does such a great job throwing them open, putting it on their shoulder, leading them away from that collision.
That was good for 40 yards. So 1st and goal for New England. With Jarvis Green Ellis picks up 1.
Bill, this offense is like a well-oiled machine. You look at them, the offensive line is playing so well. They have so much depth and talent at the tight end position, at the receiver position. You look at their running backs, they're 4 deep there with Ben Jarvis, Green Ellis, and Woodhead, and Morris, and Taylor. And, of course, it doesn't hurt when you have the best quarterback in football.
Patriots have scored 30 or more points in 7 straight games. That's 1 shy of their own NFL record of 8. 2nd and goal. Brady. Out to Crumpler. Touchdown! Algie Crumpler. And a souvenir for a young fan. Crumpler caught his first touchdown as a Patriot last week against Buffalo, and now has his 2nd.
Well, Algie hasn't gotten a ton of opportunities with those 2 rookie tight ends, but Tom Brady does a great job exploiting matchups. And you're going to see the tight end just release out there, the Culver, the safety late getting there. Algie Crumpler scores an easy one.
Shane Graham on to try the extra point for the Patriots and make it a 31-0 ball game with 11:30 left to play in the 3rd, and the dominance by New England continues. Algie Crumpler with the touchdown catch. He's provided such a veteran presence for these young tight ends, Gronkowski and Hernandez, here in New England. Elected team captain a few weeks into the season. This is Marlon Moore with some running room up the sideline and out of bounds. And the Miami Dolphins will come out on offense, but trailing 31-0. Algie Crumpler, the 4-time Pro Bowler, he's been a wonderful addition to this New England Patriots offense. Another example, Rich, of the little things that the Patriots do so well.
Yeah, an unselfish player, Bill, that has really taken advantage of the opportunity here in New England and helped those young players.
And Henny is plowed under. Vince Wilfork with the sack.
Personal foul, unnecessary roughness. Defense number 95, illegal helmet contact to the quarterback. 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
They call it on New England, and there is a Miami Dolphin down on the field. That's Richie Incognito. Let's take another look.
Well, that hurts. I mean, that's amazing, the pressure that they get up inside, a little stunt game inside, and they'll even block Vince Wilfork. He just drives Chad Henne right to the ground.
So Cognito's a tough guy. Gets up, leaving the field under his own power.
They've had problems up front, Bill, with the offensive line with the health. Incognito actually played center last week. Boy,
another look, that's helmet to helmet.
That's tough on a player like Vince Wilfork. The quarterback right at the last second lowers his left shoulder and his head, and Vince Wilfork can't make the adjustment at the last second.
So a first down for the Dolphins. They'll spot it at the Miami 48-yard line. Patriots have been dominant on both sides of the football today. Marshall was the motion man. Henne batted down, tipped it incomplete.
Well, as you look at this New England defense, what they do is they take away what you do well and what you want to do, and I think they force you to have to adjust. And I think that the Dolphins don't want to have to throw the football a lot in this game, and that's what New England comes in. Whichever back is in the game, they don't let them get started. They've taken Brandon Marshall out of the game. They don't give up a lot of big plays there. This is a well-coached group on defense.
Eric Moore, who's had a nice day, tipped the football. So 2nd and 10 now, and they try to run the screen. Great penetration once again by New England. There's no chance to set that up. Mayo was in the backfield in a flash.
Well, you can't let linebackers just run clean right up the middle of the offensive line. I mean, he comes clear right between the center guard gap, and Chad Henne, he's got nothing else to do there but throw the ball away and not take a sack. The protection not as good as it should be up inside.
Mayo again named to the AFC Pro Bowl squad this week for the first time. Timeout called by Miami. 31-0 Patriots, 10:52 left in the third. Third down for the Miami Dolphins, 3rd and 10. They have to get it to the New England 42 for a first down. Here they come on the blitz. Henne sacked again. The ball came loose, but the Dolphins will retain possession, and again a powerful rush by Vince Wilfork.
Well, they don't even block. Vince Wilfork, Bill, he's having an outstanding day in the middle of that defensive line. They bring pressure on the outside, and he splits the double team and comes right up the middle there. They've had a number of protection breakdowns. When you study this offense on film, they're not all on the same page in terms of the communication and the assignments.
Edelman awaits the punt. And brought down after a nifty return at the 15-yard line. Kouamisi made the stop after a 53-yard punt. Well, a new team takes the field tomorrow morning on CBS. Start your day with Erica Hill, Chris Raggi, Jeff Glor, and Marisol Castro. The early show, brand new, beginning tomorrow right here on CBS.
Well, it shows you what kind of team player Tom Brady is. He's out there trying to help Brian Hoyer get warmed up between series. He's probably done for the day. Bill, you and I talked about, we thought maybe he'd start the second half, get that one series out of the way in the third quarter.
So Brian Hoyer in his second year out of Michigan State, back in. He played a couple of snaps earlier in the game. Short drop. They run the slant. That's caught by Taylor Price, the rookie out of Ohio. This is his first game active in the National Football League. They like him. He's a big target. 3rd-round draft pick.
And remember now, these are some young players that have been dying for an opportunity to get on the field. And the last thing they want to do is pull off. I mean, they want to make some plays. I like the fact that Bill O'Brien is giving these young players a chance to be aggressive on the early downs.
That was good for 17 yards. It moves the chains. Jarvis screen Ellis, right side. Picks up a couple. Patriots trying to conclude the regular season. The perfect record here in Foxborough, trying to go 8-0 at home for the second straight year. The Dolphins, meanwhile, had been a great team on the road. They came in 6-1 away from Miami, but finished up the season at home last week at 1-7.
Well, we got a good look there at Bill O'Brien, the quarterback coach and play caller here in New England. He's done an outstanding job with this offense this year.
Power I formation, play action, still aggressive, the Patriots. Tipped away, intended for Gronkowski. Solid coverage by Vontae Davis. Davis has emerged this season as one of the talented young cornerbacks in the league. Teams just don't go at him very often.
And that's the kind of respect they have for a tight end like Gronkowski. You got one of your better cover corners, Vontae Davis, who gets matched up on the tight end.
Timed that perfectly, so 3rd and 8 for New England. Patriots lead it 31-0. Just under 9 minutes to go in the 3rd. Hoyer into double coverage, and that's caught by Gronkowski, and that was a gutsy throw. Good for a first down.
You know, the thing with a tight end like Gronkowski, he's 6'6" and he's 265 pounds. And even though you think you have him covered, he's like a big basketball player, like a Tony Gonzalez down there in Atlanta. He posts up, and it makes it difficult for those corners and safeties to get around him to make a play on the ball.
He's had a tremendous rookie year. 10 touchdown catches to lead the Patriots. 1st and 10 for New England. Keep it on the ground. Ben Jarvis, screen Ellis, former undrafted free agent out of Ole Miss. He's been a tremendous story. He had only 100 carries total in his first 2 seasons. Came in today as the Patriots' leading rusher, only 72 yards short of a 1,000-yard season. So far, 11 carries for 41 yards.
And the thing I like about these New England backs, they're all very good in the passing game, not just in terms of their route running, but their ability to protect for the quarterbacks.
2nd and 5. Green Ellis. It's going to be about a yard short of the first down. It'll bring up 3rd down.
You know, I really got a kick, Bill, when we had a chance to talk to Ben Jarvis, Green Ellis the other day. And, you know, to a man, when you talk to this football team, they refuse to talk about individual accomplishments. It's never me or I. It's always we and us. It's always about the team goals. And I think that's indicative of that man right there, Bill Belichick. He's taught these players the importance of winning football games collectively as a team.
So 3rd and 1 for New England. Hoyer guns it, incomplete. Might have led Edelman just a little too much. That'll bring up 4th down.
You figure Hoyer and Edelman, they get a lot of time together in practice. They're getting a lot of scout team reps. You can see Hoyer just misses this one. That's one he'd like to have back.
So the Patriots are going to have a decision to make here on 4th down. They're going to go for it. 4th and 1.
Well, they're just relentless, and why not? With the way your defense is playing right now, Miami can't make a first down.
Power I formation. They try to draw him off sides. That's going to be a first down anyway, and a flag on the other side of the field. Dolphins are indicating that it was against
Offside.
New England.
Defense number 96. 5-yard penalty. First down.
So they call it on Paul Soliai.
Well, just a great example of a team understanding the situation. You see Brian Hoyer uses a hard count. He gets Soliai to jump. This is a team that clearly understands situational football. I don't think there's anyone better in the league than the New England Patriots.
1st and 10. The Miami territory. Fake the reverse to Edelman. Hoyer slings it up top for Tate. Touchdown! Brandon Tate. And there's a flag on the field back at midfield. And that's going to be against Miami. Apparently they're going to pick it up, so no penalty. And Shane Graham on to try the extra point and extend the New England lead. 38-0. What a way to head into the bye week and get ready for a Super Bowl run. .42 yards on the touchdown pass from Brian Hoyer to Brandon Tate. Tate's third touchdown reception of the season, and there was a roughing the passer penalty on the touchdown throw, so it's being enforced here on the kickoff. Patriots will kick it off from the 45-yard line. High short kick. Cobbs brought down short of the 20. And let's take another look, Rich, at the touchdown pass.
Well, it's all about illusion in disguise with this football team, and what they want to do is they want to fake the end around. They want to freeze that secondary, and of course they want to get one of their faster players, Brandon Tate, up on the safety, Chris Clemens, and that's a mismatch. An incredible throw by Brian Hoyer gets it done. That looked a lot like Tom Brady. I mean, the action of the footwork and the quarterback, and of course a perfect throw gets it done.
Tyler Thigpen is back in the game for the Dolphins. 1st and 10. Thigpen. And that was a nice catch by Brandon Marshall. And that's the kind of thing he's been talking about. He said, hey, just throw it up there and let me go get it.
Well, that's a great example of it. Very Tom Brady-esque. You can see the hit right there by Paul Soliai. A little high, up under the face mask and the chin of Brian Hoyer.
First career NFL touchdown pass in the regular season for Brian Hoyer. So a milestone for him. Just under 6 minutes left to go in the third. Thigpen back to the sideline. Incomplete. In and out of the hands of Brandon Marshall. Once again, let's check in with JB in New York for an update.
All right, Bill. Baltimore looking to take care of its own business, capitalizing off of a Cincy fumble when Ray Rice takes it 7 yards for the score. 13-0 Baltimore, which still had a shot at the AFC North in the first round bye if Pittsburgh were to slip. But the Steelers are up by 35 over Cleveland. Bill McAtee and Rich Gannon.
JB, thank you. The Ravens came in needing a win and hoping the Steelers would lose to Cleveland today to win the AFC North and get that bye in the first round. 2nd and 10 after the incomplete pass to Marshall. Thigpen checks it down. Polite. And he's into New England territory once again. Let's go back to the busiest man around the NFL today, JB.
All right. Take a look. KC can clinch a third seed with the win. Jamal Charles with that 5-yard TD run for the Chiefs knots it up at 10 apiece against Oakland. 6 plays, 64 yards. KC still fighting. Spiro and Randy.
Well, they're trying to lock up that third seed. Thank you, JB, with the win today. That means they can avoid a trip here to New England until the AFC Championship game. The Patriots keep winning. Thigpen. Big rush from New England and just barely got it off, intended for Devon Bess.
Well, they never let you get comfortable back there. The ball has to come out quick. They do a good job bringing pressure from each level of the defense. And you look at Tony Sperano, you feel the frustration. Bill, you and I sat down with them last night. Just really disappointed, particularly with the offense. The offense has not played particularly well in the last month.
A lot of debate about the future of Tony Sparano in Miami as the Dolphins are facing a 4th down, 4th and 3. Here they come on the blitz. Incomplete. Marlon Moore was the intended receiver, and McCourty had a chance at a second interception. So it will go over on downs to the Patriots.
And what they do is when they see this empty backfield set, they're going to bring one more than you can block. And so from the quarterback's perspective, the ball has to come out. You see right there, Gary Guyton, he had a clear shot at the quarterback. They throw the ball before the receiver is even looking.
So the Patriots take over, 1st and 10, close to midfield from their own 47-yard line. They lead it 38-0. Edelman is the motion man. Jarvis Green-Ellis trying to get to 1,000 yards for the season. Came in just short. Don't forget, coming up next here on CBS Sports, the Colts win and they're in, while the Jaguars need a win and some help. Check your local listings for the game in your area.
You know, it's really incredible when you think about what the Colts have been able to accomplish this year, Bill. You look at their injury reserve list, it's a who's who. A number of starters on both sides of the ball. Number 18, Peyton Manning, has been able to keep that thing together.
2nd and 8. Hoyer, incomplete, threw it behind Gronkowski. Jarvis Green-Ellis came in needing 72 yards for a 1,000-yard season. And right now he has 13 carries for 47.
And we tried to get him to talk about that the other day. He wouldn't. Was not interested in talking about individual goals and accomplishments. And I think that is indicative of all these players.
So 3rd and 8 for New England. Tom Brady played the series here in the 2nd half after playing the entire 1st half. And that was it in a timeout called by New England. 4:17 left to go in the 3rd. Let's take another look, Rich, at the playoff picture. In the AFC, the Patriots have already clinched the #1 seed, and the road to the Super Bowl will come, as long as the Patriots win, through New England.
Yeah, it looks like Pittsburgh's going to get that bye as well, Bill, and that's important. You know, that 1st round, you look at Pittsburgh's roster, a number of players, a guy like Troy Polamalu. I think that he can use the extra rest.
Such a tremendous success here in New England, and you look forward to the off season for the Patriots. They'll have 3 of the first 33 picks in the draft next April. Carolina's already sewn up the #1 pick overall. The Patriots, because of a draft day trade last year, will have the Panthers pick in the 2nd round, which will be 33rd overall. They also have the Raiders' 1st round pick because of the Richard Seymour deal. Right now, that's anywhere from 12 to 18, plus their own. So it's conceivable they'll have somewhere in the vicinity of 7 of the top 100 picks in the draft as the Patriots get a 1st down. Been Jarvis Green-Ellis. Tim Dobbins made the stop, but that'll move the chains.
Well, they do a nice job on the right side of that offensive line, getting movement at the point of attack and then coming off on the 2nd level and getting a hat on those linebackers.
Talking about the draft scenario upcoming for New England, people wonder how the Patriots contend year in and year out. There you go. It's not an accident. Green-Ellis once again picks up a couple. Paul Soliai made the stop, and again to New York. And JB with an update.
Bill and Rich, take a look at Oakland, not making it easy for KC. Michael Bush with a 26-yard TD run, capping a 9-play, 75-yard drive, 17-10 Oakland. If KC loses, that opens the door for Indy. Indy, of course, will be playing later in the 2nd half of our doubleheader.
The Raiders trying to finish at 500 with their first non-losing season since 2002 when they had a guy named Gannon at quarterback. Green-Ellis again. Another nice pickup. Down to about the 31-yard line. Tyrone Culver, the safety, made the tackle.
And you know the Raiders aren't going to go down easily in Kansas City, Bill. They've won the last 3 meetings in Kansas City. And when they can run the football, they're a dangerous football team. You saw Michael Bush there and Darren McFadden. That's really the key for them. When they run the ball well, they usually have a chance anyway to be around in the 4th quarter.
Now 6 yards shy of a 1,000-yard season. High formation on third down. Hoyer, lots of time, caught again by Gronkowski, who continues to have a monster game. Clemens made the tackle.
Well, they do a nice job with the play action, and of course that gets Gronkowski up on the linebackers. He runs right through them, and now the safety has to make the play. And from a quarterback's perspective, I love big tight ends, and that's what Gronkowski is. He's 6'6". He's got big long arms, and he runs routes like a receiver.
That was good for a pickup of 19 yards. So 1st and 10 for New England. Deep in Miami territory, already leading 38-0. Play clock winding down, just got it off. Green Ellis, still just short of 1,000. Randy Starks made the tackle.
Well, I love the way they utilize the tight ends in this offense. That last play, we got a good look. You see Crumpler and Gronkowski there. I mean, you put two of those players on the end of the line of scrimmage. I mean, they're nothing more than big tackles. And I mean, they can move people in the running game.
Talked to Tony Sperano about Gronkowski. He said he's a complete tight end. Green Ellis slips, trying to get to the corner, and we've got a flag. For Jarvis Green Ellis, we saw the graphic earlier. If he goes over 1,000, he'll be New England's first 1,000-yard rusher since Corey Dillon.
Offense number 82. 10-yard penalty, 2nd down.
Dillon setting a franchise record with 1,635 yards back in 2004.
Well, we jinxed L.J. Crumpler. We were saying all those good things about him, and he gets a holding penalty. Here's a guy that I think, Bill, you mentioned he's had success other places. You know, he's had a great career in Atlanta and Tennessee, and I think after 10 years, he realizes this is a unique opportunity to come to New England and contend for a world championship.
4-time Pro Bowler. The delay to Green Ellis. Dolphins are there. Channing Crowder, who's been quiet today, made the stop. That'll bring up 3rd and long.
Well, we haven't had a lot of positive things to say, but you know what? This Miami defense, you know, you look at the numbers. They're number 3 in total defense. They've been 6th against the run, 7th against the pass. There's a lot of talent on that side of the ball, and I think that defensive coordinator Mike Nolan has done an outstanding job. You know, you think about all the different places that he has been. He's served as a defensive coordinator in 6 different places. The Giants, Washington, the Jets, the Ravens, and the Broncos, and everywhere he's been, his units have been successful.
So that's the end of the 3rd quarter. With our score, the Patriots leading 38-0. We'll return to Foxborough after this message and a word from your local station. You're watching the NFL on CBS. Ready to start the final quarter. The Patriots lead at 38-0. New England with 210 yards in the 3rd quarter. Miami with just 18. 3rd and a bunch, 3rd and 18 for New England. Green Ellis. Tough yards just inside the 20 and brought down by Tony McDaniel. That'll bring up 4th down. And there you go. New England over 400 total yards. Miami just 165.
Yeah, total dominance, Bill. They really controlled the time of possession as well. See Miami having a difficult time making the substitutions defensively.
So the Dolphins take a timeout. Just underway here in the 4th. We're back. Tom Brady is done for the day. Patriots facing a 4th and 16. Ball is just inside the Miami 20-yard line. They're going to go for it on 4th down. Jarvis Green Ellis, 2 yards short of a 1,000-yard season, and he's got it. Green Ellis down inside the 10-yard line. Channing Crowder made the stop. So it will go over on downs to the Miami Dolphins, but not before Jarvis Green Ellis has a 1,000-yard season. We're back, and Jarvis Ellis got a standing ovation. They gave him the ball that he used to go over 1,000 yards, and the Patriots have their first 1,000-yard rusher since 2004. Dolphins take over, 1st and 10, inside their own 10-yard line. Thigpen, lots of time, and finally guns it to the sideline. Nice catch by Devon Bess. It's going to be just short of a first down.
Well, it's quite an accomplishment, especially in this offense, Bill. You think about how much they throw the football, how they platoon the backs. We see a lot of Danny Woodhead and Ben Jarvis, Green Ellis, just 3 starts prior to this season. 13 rushing touchdowns, 2nd in the NFL coming into today's game.
It is surprising when you think about it that given all the Patriots' success, they have not had a 1,000-yard rusher since 2004.
I think a lot of it has to do with number 12. I mean, he throws the ball so well to make a lot of big plays in the passing game, and run is kind of secondary here.
Up the sideline. Intended for Bess, incomplete. Jarvis Green Ellis, 20 carries today, 80 yards and a touchdown.
Yeah, and he got it going early in the game. And again, the off-tackle runs, and he can run with some power inside the red zone. Of course, the way they utilize him in the passing game, and that's important. You can see Bill Belichick there, happy for Ben Jarvis Green Ellis, who, as you said, went over 1,000 yards. It's a great accomplishment in this system.
Coming off a 100-yard game last week. 2nd 100-yard game of the season, 104 yards against Buffalo. They run the slant to Marshall. He's always been good with yards after the catch, and so tough to bring down into New England territory. Brandon Marshall caught 10 passes for 102 yards last week against Detroit.
And Darius Butler was struggling to keep with them. You know, just a little inside route to Brandon Marshall. He makes the first tackler miss. Now you got to catch him. He has those long strides, and he uses that right arm so well with the stiff arm, keeping Butler off him.
That was good for 35 yards. Miami trying to get on the board, trailing 38-0. Just over 13 minutes left to play. Thigpen, incomplete. Bess was the intended receiver. Brandon Marshall and Devon Bess had combined for a Miami club record 157 receptions coming in. Here's JB in New York with another update.
Hey, Bill and Rich, Cincy finally on the scoreboard. Take a look here. Carson Palmer hooking up with Jerome Simpson, who has 10 catches on the day. That 11-yarder makes it 13-7 Baltimore. That in the 4th. Back to Bill McAtee and Rich Gannon.
All right, JB, thank you very much. The Bengals are battling against the Ravens. And the Ravens needing a win and hope the Steelers lose at Cleveland to win the AFC North and get a bye in the 1st round. Thigpen. Best should have caught that. Incomplete. And again, let's send you back to JB with more.
All right, Bill, off of a Drew Brees fumble on 4th and 1. Take a look at the impressive young quarterback, Josh Freeman, hooking up with Mike Williams, 18-yard strike. Tampa Bay on top. Bucks need a win and losses by the Giants and Packers to get into the postseason. Meanwhile, it looks like New Orleans will be the 5th seed. Atlanta, the number 1 seed. Falcons spanking the Panthers 31-3. Back to Bill and Rich.
All right, JB, great update. Freeman and Williams, that's going to be a combination we're going to hear about for years to come down in Tampa Bay. And the Dolphins take a timeout on 3rd and 10. 12:54 left to play in New England. After the timeout, 12:54 left to play. 3rd and 10 for Miami. Brady has continued his streak without an interception. Solid day, 10 of 16, 199 and 2 touchdowns. From the New England 46-yard line. Tyler Thigpen in at quarterback for the Dolphins. From the blind side, sacked. Rob Ninkovich, who's had a big day. Played for the Dolphins back in 2007, and he has the sack.
Well, this isn't something we typically see. You're going to see Ninkovich down here at the bottom going up against the Pro Bowler. And, you know, I know he's not healthy. You can see he's struggling a little bit with that left arm, Jake Long, but he just beats him right around the edge to the quarterback.
So that'll bring up 4th and 18. And we'll see Brandon Fields. Edelman back deep. He's going to return this one from the 4. Reversing his field. And brought down just across the 5-yard line after a 51-yard punt. Nate Ness made the stop. Patriots take over deep in their own territory from their own 7-yard line. Danny Woodhead, the real thing, and then one of the fans with a Woodhead. One of many in attendance. They run the slant to Taylor Price. And if he had one more step, he would have been gone. Patriots have been like a machine today, and they've done it without some of their key playmakers. Wes Welker, Deion Branch, Aaron Hernandez, Dan Connolly, all inactive today.
Yeah, I think it speaks volumes about the talent and depth that they have on this roster. You think 22 of their players are either first or second year players in the National Football League. They've always done a great job developing young players in the system. 18 yards on the catch by Price. 1st and 10, just under 12 minutes left. Fred Taylor. Patriots keep it on the ground. Out close to the 28-yard line. And who has shined for New England today? Well, Tom Brady, now at 335 pass attempts without an interception to extend his streak. Green Ellis goes over 1,000 yards, and Edelman sets a club record with a 94-yard punt return. And he also made some big plays offensively for Tom Brady. Really took advantage of the fact that Wes Welker wasn't up today.
2nd and 7. Brian Hoyer replaced Brady early in the 3rd. Taylor wrapped up at the line of scrimmage. It's easy to overlook what the Patriots have done today because the Dolphins are out of the playoff picture, but Miami came in with a solid defense. They were ranked 3rd in the National Football League. And New England has just rolled.
Yeah, and what you got to do, we talked earlier, Bill, you got to try and keep it close, make them play 4 quarters of football. You can't let them race off to a fast start, and what they've done all season. I mean, the Patriots have outscored their opponents by 100 or more points in the first half alone this season.
3rd and 7. Edelman cuts it back inside, and he has a first down. And don't forget, coming up next here on CBS Sports, the Colts win, and they're in, while the Jaguars need a win and some help. Check your local listings for the game in your area. The NFL on CBS. Moves the chains for New England.
Well, the good news for Indy right now, Bill, is that they're running the ball on offense, and the defense has been much better here in the last month at stopping the run.
1st and 10. Taylor. Right tackle just across the 40-yard line. Another nice show in terms of offensive production for New England. Again, over 30 points.
You know, you look at it, well, coming into today's game, there were 7 consecutive games with 30 or more points and no turnovers. Now, they turned it over today, but my goodness, they score a lot of points. They take advantage of opportunities that their defense generates for them with the turnovers. And that guy there, he doesn't make a lot of mistakes.
Have a bye week and then begin play as the #1 seed in the AFC. Taylor able to pop through and brought down at the 43-yard line. The turnover differential, and this is just unheard of, plus 28.
Yeah, on pace to break the record for fewest offensive turnovers in a season. The record is 13, and you know, when they win the turnover battle, the numbers are staggering. They're 82-3 since 2001 and a perfect 12-0 this season.
3rd and 5 as the clock continues to run. Brian Hoyer in his 2nd year out of Michigan State running the New England offense. Taylor Price, forward progress. That's going to be enough for a first down.
Well, I'll tell you, the rookie out of Ohio has been impressive. This Taylor Price. He's made a number of really nice catches, runs this little stop route. Watch him go up and get the ball. And I've really been impressed with the way he runs slants. He doesn't waste a lot of time at the line of scrimmage.
3rd round draft pick. This is his very first NFL game in the regular season. 3 catches, 41 yards. Fresh set of downs for the Patriots near midfield. Fred Taylor, the veteran, still on his feet. Great second effort down close to the 42-yard line.
Well, there's a guy that's moved a lot of piles over the year. It's kind of fun to see Fred Taylor out there. There's a guy that hasn't gotten a ton of opportunities this year, but had kind of a Hall of Fame career in his own right. Think about all those great years that he had down there in Jacksonville.
Well, Miami had been tough against the run. They allowed Detroit just 67 yards last week on the ground. They've given up an average of only 2.6 over the last 5 games coming in. Taylor again moves the pile down to the 36-yard line. And once again, let's check in with JB in New York for the latest.
Hey, Bill and Rich, off of a Matt Castle pick, Oakland takes advantage. Jacoby Ford on an end around takes it 10 yards for the score. Oakland on top 24-10. That opens the door for Indy if Kansas City loses and Indy wins. Indy moves to the number 3 seed, Kansas City to the 4th seed. Back to Bill McAtee and Rich Gannon.
And the number 3 seed will not have to play here in New England until the AFC Championship game as Fred Taylor gets the call. Gets it down to about the 35-yard line and a little extra pushing and shoving. Some frustration on the Miami side.
Boy, a little surprise with the Kansas City-Oakland score, Bill. Kansas City has not lost at home this year. They've been outstanding. At Arrowhead's a perfect 7-0 coming into today's game.
Pickup of 1, 2nd and 9 coming up for the Patriots inside of 6 minutes remaining. Patriots have not lost since week 9 at Cleveland. Taylor again. Just taking time off the clock. Well, Bill Belichick going to give him the win here, and that will be an NFL record, 4 14-win seasons as head coach. No one's ever done that before in the National Football League.
Yeah, I think he's the best in the business. 11 seasons here in New England where they've won over 70% of their games. 3 Super Bowls, 4 conference titles. Does a great job preparing his football team each and every week.
They run the end around to Edelman. Stays in bounds. Clock continues to run. They even take time off the clock well. That was the 12th play of the drive and another first down for New England.
Well, we saw the pass off of this earlier. Now they're actually going to handle it to Julian Edelman. He doesn't want to go out of bounds. Remember, these are a lot of players. You think about the offensive line, the players that are in the game right now have not had a lot of opportunities.
Well, so Edelman's taken advantage of it, Rich. A 94-yard punt return for a touchdown. He's had 3 receptions for 72 yards. Thomas Clayton is in the backfield now for New England, trying to get to the edge and brought down. For the Miami Dolphins, they could be making some wholesale changes in the offseason. They have a number of players, including Ronnie Brown and Ricky Williams, who could be playing their last game in a Miami uniform. The Dolphins will have to make some major decisions on guys like Richie Incognito, Paul Soliai, Tony McDaniel. It's also Chad Henne, who admitted this week to the media in Miami that he's not fully sure where his future will be.
Yeah, they're kind of hobbling to the finish line, the Dolphins. And, you know, they've lost 3 of the last 4 coming into today's game. Home games to Cleveland, Buffalo, Detroit, not exactly playoff teams.
2nd and 6.
Delay of game, offense, 5-yard penalty, 2nd down.
That's one of the few things that has gone wrong today for the Patriots. And as well as things have gone, you know that sticks in his craw a little bit.
Well, the mental errors, and that's not something you see. You see Tom Brady over there. You know someone's going to get in trouble for that tomorrow in the film room.
Thomas Clayton remains in the game, 2nd-year man out of K-State. Wrapped up at the line of scrimmage. Channing Crowder. Tony Sparano revealed this week that he has talked with Steve Ross, the Dolphins owner, recently, but he declined to say what was discussed, only that he's looking forward to having the chance after this week to sit down and talk about the team and the future.
Well, Stephen Ross came out and said he's as frustrated as any fan, and he's made no promises about the head coach's status. And I think the thing that's really troubled him more than anything is their league worst 1-7 record at home. I mean, the Dolphins have not been good down in Miami.
3rd and 10. Incomplete. Gronkowski was the intended receiver. Crowd wants a flag, but they will not call pass interference. Tyrone Culver, the safety in his 5th year out of Fresno State, had the coverage.
Well, Rob Gronkowski, he's a handful, Bill. He gets up on these safeties. We talked about his long wingspan there. You see Tyrone Culver coming in over the right shoulder.
6 catches today for Gronkowski, 102 yards and a touchdown.
And where these tight ends have been so good is in the red zone. All 3 of them, really.
So 4th and 10. Play clock down to just get it off at 2 seconds. Clayton gets it back to the line of scrimmage, and it will go over on downs to Miami. 2:48 left to play. 38-0 Patriots. Well, the last time the Patriots were the #1 seed in the AFC was in 2007. Tom Brady threw for an NFL record 50 touchdowns. The Patriots, of course, went 16-0 in the regular season, and after 18 straight wins, they met the Giants in the Super Bowl, and the Giants were able to pull the upset 17-14. Capping what had been a magnificent season for the New England Patriots. 15 plays, by the way, on that previous drive. It took 9.5 minutes off the clock. Brandon Marshall. First down out to about the 33-yard line.
Pretty good throw there by Tyler Thigpen. He actually had to get that one over the flat defender, Jared Page. You have that luxury with the 6'4" receiver like Brandon Marshall.
One problem for the Dolphins passing game is that teams have been rolling to Marshall's side, and it has limited his ability to make big plays. He came in with only 3 plays of 25 yards or more. 1st and 10. Intended for Marshall, incomplete. Late flag. That stops the clock at 2:39. Darius Butler with the coverage.
There's no foul for offensive pass interference. 2nd down.
So they'll pick it up. That'll bring up 2nd and 10.
They need more team speed on offense, Bill. I think that's you think about not having Brian Hartline, that hasn't helped. Having to move Devon Best outside, where I think he struggles a little bit. Not the fastest guy in terms of his speed. He's more of a quicker guy that I think really flourishes in the slot.
Pin incomplete. Miscommunication with Marshall. Stop the clock at 2:34. Dolphins without Anthony Fasano today. Came in with 39 catches, over 500 yards and 4 touchdowns, but out with a knee injury. And that hasn't helped the Miami cause. It's been a frustrating day for Tony Sparano.
Well, there'll definitely be some changes, I think, on the staff at some point. And there's been some speculation that offensive coordinator Dan Henning may retire. They have to address the quarterback situation, what they're going to do there.
3rd and 10 for the Dolphins. Big pin on the move. Being pursued from behind. And slings it. Didn't throw it out of bounds, and we have a flag.
You know I gave you that, right? You know I gave you that, right?
Darius Butler had the coverage on the pass intended for Marshall, and Marshall came up
Pass
saying he was pushed.
Defense number 28. Automatic 1st down.
And they call it on Butler, and a 1st down for Miami.
Yeah, he got greedy. And that's the problem when you have a big, tall receiver like Brandon Marshall. I don't think Darius Butler really had to do anything. I mean, he was going to be over Brandon's head, trying to make a play on the ball.
Well, Thigpen didn't throw it away. Did a good job not running out of bounds. Crowd doesn't like it. Those who remain here in Foxborough. 1st and 10. From the New England 34. Thigpen floats it out. Caught by Ronnie Brown. And another first down for Miami.
Well, this is a defense that has a lot of pride. Bill, you look up at that scoreboard, 38-0. They want to pitch a shutout. It's not easy to do in this business. They've played some really good football defensively here in New England last month.
2:17 left to play. 38-0 New England. Brown alone in the backfield. Thigpen. Oh, what a catch by Bess and a touchdown. A one-hander from Devon Bess. And the Dolphins are finally on the board.
Boy, Darius Butler, he doesn't know what else to do. I mean, this is good coverage. This is just a perfect throw and an incredible catch and great concentration by Devon Bess. He does a nice job getting both feet in bounds. Here's an example of a quarterback giving the receiver a chance to make a play.
4th touchdown catch of the season for the 3rd-year man out of the University of Hawaii. That was good for 21 yards. Carpenter on to try the extra point, and it's good. And finally, Miami is on the board with 2:11 left to play. 38-7 New England. And once again, coming up next year on CBS Sports on this doubleheader Sunday, the Colts win and they're in. The Jaguars need a win and some help. Check your local listings for the game in your area.
Boy, the Colts can clinch the AFC South, Bill, I believe, for the 7th time in the last 8 seasons. I mean, that's incredible. The consistency and the production that they've had there in Indianapolis. Reminds you a little bit of this crew in the blue. A lot of it has to do with the quarterbacks. It's very hard to have a lot of success in this business without consistency and production at the quarterback position. They have that here in New England with Tom Brady, and they certainly have it in Indianapolis as well with Peyton Manning.
And under Mr. Kraft and Bill Belichick, won the AFC East now 7 of the last 8 seasons. They've gotten to the playoffs 8 of the last 11 years, 4 Super Bowls, 3 World Championships since 2001. One of the great organizations in sports. Pooch kick. Brandon Tate lets it go out of bounds. Take another look at the AFC playoff picture. New England came in already as the #1 seed in the AFC with home field advantage throughout the postseason.
Yeah, as we mentioned earlier, Bill, for the 5th consecutive season, 5 or more teams will make the playoffs who were not in the postseason a year ago, and it just talks about the competitiveness and the parity in this conference.
So they took 9.5 minutes off the clock in the previous drive. Give it to Clayton. Clayton in his 2nd year out of Kansas State. And that will take us down to the 2-minute warning. Patriots with another 14-win season heading to the playoffs. (38-7) New England. The Patriots couldn't ask for a better way to end the regular season and head into the postseason. They'll have a bye next week. Thomas Clayton is the deep back. Clayton gets it. Out across the 45. Close to the 47-yard line. It's been impressive today from New England on both sides of the football. Jarvis Green Ellis there, over 1,000 yards for the season. Tom Brady, his streak without an interception continues. Solid day from Brady, 10 of 16 for 199, 2 touchdowns. Played until the first series of the second half. And I'll tell you, Julian Edelman has had one to remember. 94-yard punt return for a touchdown. He's had 3 catches for 72 yards. 3rd and 3 for New England. Clayton leaps one man and is into Miami territory, and a first down.
And another positive, I think the running game has really picked up at the right time. They ran for a season high 217 yards last week against Buffalo. You look over the statistics today, 182 yards rushing against what I think is a very good front seven for Miami.
And if you're joining us late, Danny Woodhead left the game with a head injury and has not returned. Bill Belichick now can forget about the regular season and move forward. We talked to the Patriots about their 14-win season, and they said, well, you know, our goals are still in front of us. But it's been a terrific regular season for the New England Patriots, and a tough one, especially down the stretch for the Miami Dolphins. The Patriots are going to win it 38-7. Tony Sperano will go back home, and the Dolphins will try to figure out their future. Patriots finish with the best record